Yo guys, what's good? We're talking TOA Hell, that moment of the month that you're shouting at your screen for doing PvE. One tip I can give you in general is actually up your accuracy by a lot. It helps out a lot because I was shouting a lot for like, why is everything getting resisted? So yeah, that's kind of stuff. So this is my main team I've been using all the time. If you tune in first time and you're like, this is so pay to win, I cannot make this. Team I do recommend, which I do not have still, I still don't have a Spectra, which is the most important unit for all of TOA Hell. And then Dark Homunculus Unbalanced Field. So what would I use? I would use Tyron. I would replace the Poseidon with the Spectra. Well, actually the bellenus with the Spectra, but whatever. I will keep Jeanne in there for sure. And then I would put in the Dark Homunculus Unbalanced Field. And you put in whatever unit fits to the thing. So probably something that pushes back. Like the first few stages, it's like all of these things do nothing. Like you have like one turn debuffs, blah blah blah. It doesn't do anything. So that's the main team I recommend. I also put it in the description. So that's the main to-go team. I did not clear everything on max stars. I just went lazy for the 20 stars. Some of these stages are easier if you have, for example, a Spectra or a Shaman or, well, the Dark Homunculus. I have the Dark Homunculus, but I don't want to skill him up. My issues. But if you're free to play, I actually do recommend to skill him up because you can get more crystals, you can progress faster and those kind of things. So it's an investment for progression, but for me, I just throw rune quality at it and then I shout a few times at my screen for getting resisted if shit is not pushed back, and then I get away with it. So that's what I do. So the second wave of the first stage is also easy, like first stage in general, always. Same for this, you just CC it, you just stun it, blah blah blah, really easy. Just takes a few minutes and that's an easy 3-star. So for the Giana one, we have the counter for 2 turns and we have a silence at the start of the battle. So the counter is a little bit annoying. I am not 100% sure, I didn't actually test it. Wait, maybe I can see it when the fight starts. If you have Will Rune, if the silence is like cancelled out, do you still get silence? You still get silence even though you have will runes, which is pretty shitty. So you kind of want to have a cleanser and then something that's stunning. So you could, for example, go for Tetra followed up by a stun. I went for Veramos because I was like, hey, I kind of want to test him with his new buffed kind of stuff. But the issue is, like, if you don't strip as well, so let's say you would go a stripper plus whatever. The thing is, on the second turn, they still have their counter. Like, the moment they get a turn, they still have their counter. So you have to figure out a way to kind of cope with that. I coped with that by just... I didn't cope with that. I just went for it. And it kind of worked out. This stage, however, is a little bit more annoying because Nyx. Nyx is annoying and they all counter. This is where you probably want to have, like, something... You just need some RNG that shit is sticking here. That's the main thing. It's not necessarily difficult or anything. It's just you need some RNG that stuff sticks. And then you'll get there. Was a little bit close. So this stage, again, if you would actually like strip them, it would be a lot easier. But of course you need to have your silence. And I went for, okay, if I can get Giana getting a turn, because she has like the S1 extra crit, does more attack bar, blah, blah, blah stuff. Then I should be in the Gucci and then I can start AoEing the others without getting hit too much because Jeanne is not that much of a healer. Another good replacement for Jeanne or anything in there is a bellenus, or not bellenus, is a Bella. A Bella is pretty good in general, just overall healing, armor breaks, some strips if needed, mostly not needed. In this stage needed, but yeah, that kind of stuff. If you would have Bella in this stage, it's actually pretty good because you can just strip the one target you're focusing on. Bella's pretty legit in this stage, to be honest, not gonna lie. So yeah, this was really close at some point. You see my HP bars like dropping quite a bit. But in the end, at some point, they didn't have their counters anymore and then it becomes pretty easy. So that's a 6 stars. Then we have the Craka stage. Craka is not that difficult. It would be more difficult if they would put like the bombers on the side of the Craka that she can revive and then put in unrecoverable or like the thing that you cannot decrease cooltime effects. That would be annoying. No decreased cooltime effects and you cannot like you push them up by a attack bar or something. That would be so annoying. But yeah, luckily they don't do that. They're not that annoying. So this is just apply 1 turn immunity when the battle starts and unrecoverable. So you bring probably the best stripper that is possible. 9 out of 10 is Giana because it's the most consistent stripper. Nothing more annoying that you're at the last stage and your stripper like decides to go like full derp. So yeah, that's just super annoying because then you have to do it all again. But yeah, this is not that difficult. You just CC, you use the stripper. This stage is also not difficult at all. The final stage, she does have the like the two things on the side that are like actually annoying, but yeah, that's about it. You just reset them, you kill them, you mainly focus the Craka, and that's about it. It's not too difficult on this one. Also, if you have a Spectra, of course, you do a lot more damage on killing like the main target, whereas I'm using AoEs and like the whole team dies at some point. So that's 9 stars. Then we got the Nephtys. I think this is the Nephtys from the first rotation, which was pretty annoying because you have the what do you have next to it? You have the Androids next to it and the Junos next to it. The moment Junos get a turn, you're pretty much fucked. The moment the Androids get a turn, they can, well, they don't stun you. Fortunately, they don't have to despair. But they can be pretty annoying, so it's block beneficial effects. I don't care too much about it. Immune to cooldown, increasing effects. I do not care too much about that either. At least with the team I use. Issue, however, is the first stage. What I would recommend before going in, probably replacing Bellenus by Tessarion. Tessarion makes things a lot easier for the final stage and also for the first stage, because the first stage are the wind snipers plus mollies, which can be pretty annoying because the moment you hit them, they actually go, they get a turn, or with the moment you glance them, they get a turn. So your first hit you can actually get away with. But if I would hit him again right now, I would have an issue because that would be one-shotting one of my wind units. So having a provoke always on it, it's really important. And Poseidon is really good in this one because Maelstrom cannot glance. So actually with Maelstrom you can do a lot of damage without anything happening. And then first you want to kill the mollies and then you kill the snipers, and that way it's pretty doable. So as you can see, I don't drop too much HP. You have like the attack debuff, glancing, provokes on the sniper, so they don't do too much damage. They hit on the Jeanne, which of course is very tanky. So that's doable. This stage, really easy. This is nothing. They don't got too many weird passives, whatever. Then you get to this one. This one is annoying because the moment, especially with my team, I've totally forgot there were Junos in there. If the Androids get a turn, I don't care too much. If Nephtys get a turn, it's okay, I can handle that. But the moment the Junos get a turn, everything is fucking full healed. So that's... I did need some procs here and there. I actually cleared it on the first try. But this is a team that if you would replace Bellenus by Tessarion, and you keep always the Oblivion first on the Junos, then on the Androids, and then you start focusing down and by just CCing, it will be a lot more beneficial than the way I'm doing it right now, because the moment you get one resist on the Junos, that's not not what you want, and you don't get the correct proc to have your stuff off again, you have a big issue. Also, Ganymede, the one you always want to reset Ganymede with this team, Ganymede resets Pisama. No, Ganymede always resets Poseidon. So it's just having the most pushback and those kind of things. So in the end, it was very tricky. It came close a few times and then I was able to push it back. But in the end, I was able to push it back every time and therefore it was a clear. But this is a really tricky team. You need really high speeds on all of these units. Also, runes. I didn't talk about runes. I have everything on Vio, except for one unit, which is an AoE damage dealer, in my case, Poseidon, which I just prefer to have on Despair. So you always have one unit that can Despair always, and the rest is just on fire. That's preferably what I want to use for like everything. And then all of the speeds are pretty high. Let's say like the Tyron is like 190. I think Ganymede is like 170 or something. Okay, and then I noticed I have a clip of like 18 minutes that didn't record shit. Great! Awesome recording things, right? Yeah. Okay, so I completely missed stage 5. Let me see what is stage 5 on my mobile phone for a sec. Stage 5, I did it on 1 star. Oh yeah, that's the stage with the Giou. So the Giou is the what's it called? The Wind Onimusha. That one was highly annoying. I could have done it without like the immune to cooldown increasing effects. I think I used the exact same team. Only the increased attack bar was pretty annoying. So I did that one on 1 star. You could have easily done that one on 2 stars, I think. Sorry, I cannot show that one. That's actually a new one. That's pretty annoying, but clip apparently got bugged, and I think I used the same team, but I cannot guarantee that, to be honest. In the description down below, I put the teams that the guys use for 3 stars on everything, so I will shout them out, of course, like Fein Solidor or like other people that made a guide on that. But for the stage 5, I recommend you to check down below. So then stage 6, I already went in. Let me actually check what is stage 6. Limit to 1 turn harmful effect and 200% for critical damage, which sounds really easy. And the final boss is the cat lady, which is really easy. But the moment you miss pushbacks, you're fucking dead. You are fucking dead. There's no question asked. You are fucking dead. And you have the Freas on the side. So mostly I did this with Ganymede. I just reset them one by one the moment actually things start dying in my AoEs. I am actually on the point. So again, unbalanced field Dark Homunculus would reset AoE straight off the bat, would be so much easier. But I don't have that one. Also Spectra, you can start nuking the thing in the middle straight off the bat. It's just so much easier. So yeah, I do not have these units. Also the provoke is kinda... No, the provoke is pretty necessary here actually. Because that thing actually hits for like 38k if you let it move, which is not that good. Not that good. So let's see where we have a moment where she shines. So we're getting close. Also, you have to keep track of like what do you all push, like what do you push back, but also what do you all reset. And I think I made a mistake here of not paying enough attention. And I think I did the wrong thing by this. This was so stupid. If I just reset the left one, I would have been done. I would have been done. Oh, wait, no, that one was already reset. Oh, this is the clip. Wait, then the other record that took so long was actually the clip of me failing many times. Or is this one also failing? This one's not failing, right? You're not failing me on me, right? Are you? No, we actually win this one. Okay, it was kind of close because if she got more turn, I would be freaking dead. But yeah, I tried it with Chunk Pong, like resetting as well, and it was like, nope. Nope, you don't reset that shit halfway. So, again, unbalanced field Dark Homunculus is a lot better, but this kind of works, but you have to keep track of like what are you resetting, and I do really recommend to reset them. You could potentially also straight up nuke the boss, but you need like the Spectra and those kind of things. You do have the 200% extra crit damage, so you do a lot of damage on that boss. So that does work out, kind of. For some reason, I'm an idiot and I started all of the clips without showing like the actual stage. Great, useful. So this is the, what you called HongYeon, which is the Fire String Master with a couple of Gianas next to it. I've shown in a previous video that you can two-shot it with a Ling. I think I did that on 3 stars as well with like provokes. It is immune to inability effects and it's immune to cooldown increasing effects. So those two things you have, you can still push it back, you can still provoke it. I did try it the first time and that was where I came to the really nice conclusion that this stage looks annoying, but is actually not. Because like the light ones, they get more attack bar, but then they do their skill and their skill does absolutely nothing. But this one, yeah, what how are you gonna do this with this team? That's impossible. You're gonna hit so hard by this Giana. So yeah, for that reason, I was like, okay, I'm doing 20 stars anyways. Let's get rid of this immune of inability effects. Let's go really cheesy, go for the Lin again, and we go Gany Hathor, and this is gonna take a while. So this stage just takes a while, and at some point you're at the boss. You just push back, you reset all of them, and then you start doing damage with Lin, and Lin actually does a lot of damage, and that's why you kind of need your Spectra, because then Spectra could do that kind of damage. If you have Spectra and Shazam, the both of them, you can probably easily do this on 3 stars. You just provoke, you probably add some shields or something, and you just do a lot of damage with those units. Belladon helps for the armor break, and that's about it. But this, if in case you don't have a Spectra 2A like I do, which I think most people have, but whatever, I don't want to waste my dimensional energy, and then this is a solution. Then we have the stage 8, which is a really annoying stage, which is Leo plus 4 ragdolls. I was shouting at this one. At some point, like, the thing is you have the Reflect 3000. I do not want to play Reflect 3000. It's so annoying. And we have the limited of harmful effects to 1 turn. So again, I put in the description what other people use because they're smarter than me and they actually care about clearing this on 3 stars. But I would highly recommend you to just do this on 1 star because this stage is annoying. How do you get this on 1 star? Well, absolutely not with this team because this team will get annihilated. You just, yeah, this is not what you want to do. So this is actually the team I used it with Rika and bellenus, so you have the attack debuff and that kind of stuff. If you had a Spectra here, would be nice as well. But yeah, the Rika and Raccoon is kind of like a wild card pick. I did have some issues in the first stage because you have to stun everyone, otherwise the Icarus start to counter, which is really annoying. It took me a while to get through that. A couple of shouting moments, just a couple, not too many. But this stage is pretty doable with dots, 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 more dots, more dots, more dots. And then Leo is finished and you cannot dot it, but you just do damage and then you put it on auto and it actually works on auto. So that's that for this stage, but I highly recommend do this on 1 star. Then we have the really nice Akroma stage. Reflect 3000 and increase attack bar by 15%. I think the guys that actually cleared it with similar team as I have right here. The only thing is I just needed 1 more star and I was like, hell no, I'm not gonna do that shit. So Bolvric is kind of a cheese way. I'm not sure how people clear it without a Bolvric. But if I can find a way, I will put it in the description if someone else used it. But this is just highly annoying. Also, in the first stage, they have a few units that destroy your HP. Don't worry about that, you get your HP back in the next stage. I remember I also had like a session where I was shouting at this thing staying in freaking druid form. Or whatever, bear form. This is the druid form, I guess. In the bear form. And was just constantly healing. And always doing S1. And never doing S2. So this stage is pretty annoying. You kind of want to juggle like who has most HP. You want to use your healings as much as possible. Even if you have 1 stack of healing and you use it on a unit that's full HP, you're probably going to heal your full fucking HP. Because these things have so fucking much HP. So that's just kind of, you want to kill the Tetras and you juggle around like the HP. And the thing is, at the point where just the Akroma is left, you cannot steal HP from the Akroma with Bolvric. So you need like another healer. So in this case, I have Jeanne and Vigor. And Amelia provides some like sustain with, or well, semi-sustain. She provides the defense buff. So with that, it's doable. It just takes a while because just this fight is like 7 minutes of just juggling that bullshit. Yeah. And then you're finally done. And then you could, of course, do the final stage if you want. I mostly don't clear the final stage, but it's again, increase crit damage by 200 and inability effects, which I will put the team in below. It's probably revolving around the units that I don't have. I'm not even sure why I'm making these videos. Well, people watch it and people are probably asking me like, hey, how do you use what team, blah, blah. Anyway, so in the description will be like the missing teams. I think I put like in the description all the teams I use for everything. Or the team I recommend to use for everything and just like mention the guys that actually came up with those teams rather than the teams I use. So you have the teams in one place. And then of course you do some summons because you get scrolls and then you have to do summons. And it was so lagging at this time, man. It was crazy lagging. So yeah, mystical scrolls, you know you get nothing from mystical scrolls. That's normal. That's normal. Light and dark scroll could be something cool. Elven Ranger, yay. Legendary scroll could be something. Lich. Okay, I totally remember why I don't do summoning sessions. I don't have the patience to wait and get scrolls. So yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.